So the Sword and Shield booster box market hype is not slowing down. Literally for the past week, every single day, Sword and Shield booster boxes have been going up. And recently, in the past few days, things have been skyrocketing. And there's been some pretty big price jumps that have just happened today, which I wanted to share in this video because I think we all like seeing our investments going up, right? So yes, I've been making these videos for maybe the past week every single day, but I like seeing these things go up, and I think a lot of you guys out there probably also like seeing this stuff go up. And I just want to report on it, share any deals I find. And the big deal that I'm going to show you guys here is with Lost Origin. You're actually getting a deal, and I wanted to share with you all. And I think it's a pretty big thing if you're looking to invest into any of these Sword and Shield booster boxes right now, and you have some thousands of dollars to throw around. There's a big one that I'd probably recommend you guys buying right here. But let's just first talk about the individual Lost Origin booster box. So this has officially hit $800. $800, guys. Pretty crazy. Now this is almost as expensive as Fusion Strike as of this time. And Lost Origin, I think it's granted that it is this expensive. Lost Origin has the Pikachus in the trainer gallery, has the very famous Giratina V Altart, also has the Aerodactyl, but yeah, the Giratina is made or drawn by the popular artist, so that is a big thing. And yeah, Lost Origin, it was pretty obvious that this was going to be one of the top performing sets in the Sword and Shield era, and it's showing it now. I feel like back then it was pretty undervalued at $500, which is why when prices did drop for the booster boxes, I was telling you guys, even though you are paying like a little bit more than some other booster boxes because it was at $500, you could buy Chilling Rain at that point for like $400. You could buy Silver Tempest at that point for like $350. I still was like, you know what? Paying the little bit of extra money, honestly, is probably going to be worth it in the long run because just the Giratina and just everything about this set has so much going for it that paying that premium, paying that extra amount is worth it. And you can see now, I think that would have been probably paying off if you would have to spend another $100, $150 more than buying some other, booster boxes, because Lost Origin has a pretty high ceiling in my opinion compared to some of these other ones, and it is showing it. And now it's $800, guys, with confirmed sales on TCG Player and many more on eBay. Now, if you look at the supply in the market, Lost Origin, guys, you also got to understand this is like towards the end of Sword and Shield, so this is actually nowhere near as old as some of these other Sword and Shield sets like Chilling Rain, which Chilling Rain is what, the 6th set, and this is already this expensive. Look at this. Yeah, I mean, you can see here, this is going to jump to possibly $900 here. Pretty crazy to see that this set, like I said, being relatively new compared to some of these Sword and Shield sets by maybe a year, it is already this expensive. So just imagine where this is going to go in another year or two, guys. Pretty crazy stuff. I honestly see this being a $1,000 box by the end of the year. That's probably being somewhat conservative. Literally looking at the supply of the market here, there's not that much listed, guys, before it really hits 1,000. So I think towards the end of the year at this point, what is that? Maybe another, was that 3 or 4 months? Yeah, I think that might be conservative. I think we're going to get there by the end of the year, especially looking how the market is continuing to be strong. So yeah, and for some reason this changed to $849. Is that real, or is that actually what happened? Okay, so it looks like in live time, guys, we have seen this person list from $800 to $850. So that's kind of interesting to see that, because here it still shows 800. So not sure why we're seeing that. I don't know if it's a glitch in the system, but it maybe just seems like they just looked at the market and you're like, you know what, I'm lowest listed, time to move it up a bit. So that's kind of interesting. But moving on, I'm going to show you guys here, this is the best, probably the best buy right now in Sword and Shield, because you're literally getting a discount. So pay attention here. Right now, lowest listed is $850. It literally changed live while recording the video, which is kind of crazy. But you can see here, guys, this is the deal I'm sharing with you. I'm going to share it with you guys. If you have the money, take advantage before people do, because I'm telling you, there's like 4 cases here. I'd probably buy from one of these sellers right here, right? These more reputable sellers, and you're paying maybe extra like $20. Guys, you're buying each booster box. If you do the math, you're buying them for $750, and you're getting a sealed case. Message them, make sure they're double boxing and all those sorts of things. You're getting a $50 to $100 discount on each booster box buying in a case. And maybe it's possible you're getting a first print case if you care about that sort of thing and you think there's a premium for like first print cases. That's also another possibility. So I'm sharing this sort of, that's not an inside sort of deal or whatever, because it's literally public. But guys, you gotta, if you're paying attention to the cases on TCG Player, this is cheaper than the individual booster box, and it's a sealed case. So, you guys out there that are wanting to invest in Sword and Shield, I'm giving you a hint. If you have the money and you want to invest in Lost Origin, which I think in the long term is going to be very expensive, I'd be maybe buying from some of these sellers right here, like Trading Card World or this other person. So, that would be my advice for you guys out there that want to invest in the Lost Origin. Yeah, I'd be doing that right now, because I wouldn't be very surprised if in the next week these are gone, and then it's 5,500, and then at that point you'll probably be paying a little bit of a premium. So just want to show you guys that it's a huge deal. Yeah, it's a screaming deal if anything. If you go on eBay, you're not really gonna find these for any cheaper. I saw this one had like a small hole or something. Everything here is about $800. So yeah, case here is for $6,000. Even this one has 14 watchers, guys. If you can buy them for $4,500, like I'm telling you, it's a generational deal right now. If you're looking to invest into cases or just Lost Origin booster boxes, you're getting a discount buying a case quantity. But yeah, there's no deals on eBay. Pretty much the same for all of these. Silver Tempest. You can see in the past few days, it's really the consistency with Silver Tempest sales has been pretty extraordinary in the past couple of weeks. You can see it's now towards 440. So Silver Tempest, although I thought maybe it'd be kind of crazy to see them hit $500 here very soon, and it even updated now to 450. Okay, everything's just going up while I'm recording the video. But there is 15 boxes on this page. Over here, there's a few boxes. It's like 15 or 20 boxes before hitting $500. Now, looking at the sales volume we've been seeing, may take about a week, a little bit less to hit $500. And based on the hype we're seeing with Sword and Shield right now, if it doesn't cool off, I could see Silver Tempest booster boxes about a week from now being at that $500 mark. So really a lot of these are, in my opinion, the last buying opportunities if you don't want to pay a lot more for them, because everything is literally skyrocketing in Sword and Shield. It's making a big comeback, and Silver Tempest seemingly is going to be hitting 500 here very soon. Now, if you go on eBay, there are a few boxes now that are listed under TCG Player, like around 410 to 420. You see this one here, looks like a little bit of wrinkles. I don't know how clean it is. You guys do all your research. There's one here for 425. There's some here for like around 400, but these might be slightly damaged. So there are a few in here for Silver Tempest that are a little bit cheaper, but just make sure that you're looking at the person, their profile, make sure reputable, and look at all the photos. Now next here, Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike hasn't gone up really much yet. It's still been around $900, but they have been selling a few every single day for the past week. And this looked like pretty soon here, if you look at the sales volume, it's going to be hitting $1,000 in just about like 6 boxes. So Fusion Strike is definitely going to be hitting that 4-digit mark very soon here, and I think with Lost Origin moving up to that $800 range, and Fusion Strike only $100 more at this point, I think it's pretty much sort of a sign of the times that Fusion Strike is going to be joining that 4-digit club. It's going to be the second Sword and Shield booster box to hit that 4 digits, along with Evolving Skies. So Fusion Strike here, I think is going to be making that move, especially seeing literally everything else moving up. This is probably going to move pretty soon here. Now, if you go on eBay, same thing with all these other boxes. You're not getting a single discount. They're all, as you can see here, $925, $900, $980, $990, $1,000 basically. You're not getting any discount, but hey, if you can find one for basically lowest listed on TCG Player, you may be paying up $10, $20, $30 more for a minty box. Could be worth it rather than just buying on TCG Player where you don't see the box. That'd be my advice for you guys out there. But yeah, no discounts. Going to Brilliant Stars. Brilliant Stars recently has also been going up. You can see yesterday I made a video talking about this, how there's 18 booster boxes that sold or something like that. Well, more sold that single day, and you can see an average price of $473. So literally in like one day, prices went up all the way to $575, guys. I'm telling you, price jumps are crazy for these Sword and Shield booster boxes, and once they all sell out at a certain price point and it skyrockets and one person starts buying here, it just keeps going up. So it's literally gone up $100 in one day. This is what I've been talking about with you guys. People will buy up to a certain price point where the next listed booster box is like $100 more. They'll buy all the way to that point, and that's why we see stuff like this happening. So that was what happened to Brilliant Stars. And you look at the supply, like Brilliant Stars, man, it's pretty crazy that there are some booster boxes here for $600. There's maybe about like 10 boxes here, and then after that, there's basically nothing, and then it skyrockets again. We'll see where Brilliant Stars goes, but this is kind of crazy. It's already gone up $100 in literally a day, but people just bought them out until they hit this price point. Now, same thing with all these other boxes, not really any discounts. You may be saving actually there are maybe a few here that you might want to look at. There's one here for like 80. This is from Canada. Canada always has some deals for whatever reason. These are all for like 520, so you're paying still like $50 under lowest listed TCG player. There's some other boxes here. They're saving a little bit of money from lowest listed TCG player. So any box you can really get under market that's clean on eBay is probably a good buy. But yeah. Next, Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign is still at that $600 mark. If we look to see where this might potentially go to, you can see after the sell, it goes to $650. And this next page, it can go to $700 pretty quickly here. And Chilling Reign, if it sees a few days of maybe 3 to 6 boxes selling, Chilling Reign is going to be skyrocketing once again. Tell you all these Sword and Shield boxes, in my opinion, are really last chance before they really start skyrocketing, and you're going to be having to pay high hundreds for them. So any of these in the mid 500s, they're seemingly going to be hitting new price points even higher than that. So I wouldn't be really waiting if you're finding anything under market price, any clean boxes. Probably be a pretty good buy. Now, at this point, there's really no point of really showing you guys much on eBay. You're not getting any discount. They're all like $600. But like I said, if you find any minty box that's the same price as TCG Player, a little bit under, it's probably a good buy on eBay. Now, Astral Radiance, has been very quiet during this whole Sword and Shield booster box market hype. You can see very quiet, but just today, 6 boxes sold, and now it's almost $400. So even Astral Radiance is getting a little bit of action, but I mean, still, it's not crazy. Just 6 boxes here, and every other day before that, only 1 or 2 boxes were selling. Now, Astral Radiance, not being the top set in Sword and Shield, it's still no discount on eBay because people are pretty firm on these prices. Sword and Shield out of print. Now there's booster box market hype with Sword and Shield. You're not really getting a discount even on Astral Radiance. Now, a very interesting thing is happening with Evolving Skies on TCG Player. You can see just yesterday, 7 boxes sold. Even though it doesn't sound like a lot, this is a box that's worth $2,500. If you actually look at the supply in the market, there's 2 here listed, and there's a few more listed before this hits $3,000. There's 3, 4, and there was 2. So what was that? 6 boxes before this hits $3K, which, looking at this, one day this many sold. So we'll see. Evolving Skies could potentially hit $3K here relatively soon on eBay. They're going anywhere from $2,500 to $3K. I did find one here that looks very, very minty. It's from a very reputable seller. I don't know if this listing is going to be still up by the time you guys are watching this, but if you are still in the market for Evolving Skies booster box, this is like one of the cheapest ones here, and it's super minty from what I can see. And you guys just do your research, look at the seller. I'm pretty sure I checked and they were very reputable. If this is a minty box at $2,500, that might be a potential buy if you're in the market for Evolving Skies booster boxes. So yes, just another video, another day where I talk about the Sword and Shield booster box market hype, but seriously, things are moving very quickly. And if you're looking to invest into any of these booster boxes, well, guess what? You're not really missing much on Scarlet and Violet booster boxes because they're all, especially the new stuff, Destiny Rivals, they're all still very expensive. But not a lot of people are investing into them. If you're still looking to go back and pick up some Sword and Shield, now is probably the time because honestly, I think this is really just the start of this Sword and Shield booster box market hype. I think towards the end of the year, towards the holiday season, I feel like a lot of these booster boxes that right now are $700-800, like Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, all these are going to probably be, not all of these, but some of them are going to probably be close to that $1,000, if not probably above that $1,000 mark. And I think there just are some great opportunities right now just before these boxes get much more expensive. So that's one I want to share with you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.